If you're considering going the new construction route when you buy your house, then this video is for you. Hey everyone, it's Carla here with Keller Williams Realty, your local realtor in Clarksville, Tennessee. And I have been doing a lot of new construction lately with my clients, and I thought it would be nice to make a video over some questions that I get frequently and just some things that you need to be aware of if you go the new construction route versus the existing home route. They both have pros and cons. You know, just best to be educated so you know what you're getting yourself into beforehand, right? So let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about with new construction is having flexibility. I cannot emphasize this enough, how important it is for you as the buyer to be flexible. Understand that the builder will give you an approximate completion date, but understand that it's just an approximation. It's going to be put in your contract with an estimated closing date, and the builder and your agent and all parties are going to be shooting for that day for closing, but understand that some things are out of our control, out of the builder's control, supply chain issues, delays with inspections, weather issues, all those things that can delay things. We have so many supply chain issues right now. The builders can't get a hold of, say, appliances and random parts or glass shower doors and just all kinds of things that you wouldn't even think of that are out of their control. And so honestly, when there's delays, there's nothing you can really do about it. And it can be kind of frustrating and stressful if you're in a temporary housing situation, an Airbnb, a hotel, living with family or friends, and you have delays. Unfortunately, that does happen. We try everything we can to avoid it, but just so you know, that is a possibility. So embrace fluidity and flexibility. Tip number 2, do you need your own agent, your own realtor when you're buying new construction? The answer is yes. Yes, absolutely. You need your own representation, even when you're buying new construction. Now, you can walk into a model home and there might be an agent there, a listing agent that represents the builder. They can probably take you through the transaction as well, but keep in mind, at the end of the day, they have a fiduciary responsibility to represent the best interest of the builder. When you have your own agent, your own representation, that agent's job is to look out for you and your best interest. That is their fiduciary duty. So it's very important that you have your own representation throughout the transaction that's guiding you through the process, letting you know what to expect. This is normal, this isn't normal, this looks fishy, yes, this is customary, this is not, what is going on over here, what? If you don't have your own agent, how would you know? So definitely get your own representation. The agent's commission in new construction is paid for by the builder. So you as the buyer have no reason not to have your own representation when you're not even having to pay for it. The builder is going to be paying for your agent's commission. Okay, tip number 3, the pricing with new construction is firm. That is not negotiable. So don't go in with new construction thinking that you're gonna get a steal, or you're going to negotiate pricing with the builder. It's not gonna happen. So just so you know, there used to be things before all the insanity of this market took place called buyer incentives, meaning that builders would offer incentives for buyers to, buy one of their houses. Things like maybe they would pay for title expenses or a portion of your closing costs, or a fence, a fridge, things like that to incentivize the buyer. But that's no longer really a thing these days in our market. You might find onesies, twosies out there of builders that might provide buyer incentives right now, but they are very few and far between. So just kind of have that mentality now that you're not gonna be expecting many, if at all, any buyer incentives in this market. It might shift again in the future where they go back to how it was before and offer some things, but right now it's just not very realistic. Okay, tip number 4, I want you guys to be aware that in the building process, every builder is different, and they will have what is called a builder addendum that you have to agree to and sign in order to buy their home. Now, I can go off on a tangent on this, but before I go in, I don't want to go into the weeds on it. So suffice to say, it's basically a list, a form of this particular builder's rules and stipulations that they want the buyer to adhere to and follow and agree to and sign before they accept your offer. It's essentially saying, hey, we're not going to do X, Y, and Z. We're not paying for a fridge. We're not paying for closing costs. We're not doing this. We're not paying for a fence. what I spoke about in the last point. It's gonna go over what your lot deposit would look like, how much it will be, and whether or not it's refundable or not. Usually the lot deposit is credited to you at closing. It can vary between $1,000, $1,500, $2,500, or I've seen them all the way up to 1% of the purchase price. So it just depends on that particular builder. They might say they want you to use one of their approved home inspectors when it comes time for the home inspection. And they might say, you know, if you pay for any upgrades along the building process and something happens and the deal falls through, we're not gonna give you that upgrade money back. I might say you have to provide a copy of your appraisal to the builder. Appraisal that you paid, you have to hand that over to the builder. That's how they create and come up with their pricing. So there's a lot of different details and nuances, and why again it's so important that you have an agent representing you to go over these things and point things out to you. So just wanted you to be aware of that and what to expect there. Okay, tip number 5, with new construction, do you need a home inspection? I get asked this a lot, and the answer is yes, 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 you need a home inspection, an independent home inspection for sure, always. Even though it is new construction and everything is new, you still want to have another set of eyes on your property that is looking out for your best interest that you personally paid for and hired. So that is very important, and I emphasize that to my buyers all the time. You know, builders are human, the contractors are human, foremen are human, everyone involved in the new construction process. Things can happen, things can get overlooked or missed, and it's just great to have another set of eyes on the house and go through with the fine-tooth comb, make sure all is well, and if there are any concerns, that they get addressed and repaired before closing day. So definitely, yes, get a home inspection. Okay, you guys, that is it for today's video. I hope it was helpful. Hopefully you learned a couple things that maybe you didn't know about the new construction route. I always try to educate you guys, and hopefully you found some value in this video. If so, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification bell so you'll be alerted for future videos. And if you did like this video, go check out some of the other videos on my channel. And if you want to learn more about real estate in the Clarksville area, check out some neighborhood tours if you want to see what some of the neighborhoods look like, things like that. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Bye.